Well, good afternoon, everybody. Diamond Billiard Products welcomes you to the Silver Jubilee edition of the world-famous Derby City Classic. Yeah. All right. We're in the ACCUSTATS Arena at Caesars Southern Indiana, and this event is sponsored by Diamond Billiard Products, Simonis Cloth, and Aramuth Pool Balls. We'd also like to thank our two associate sponsors, Outsville and Master Chalk, and recognizing again the great work by Bad Boys Billiard Productions directing this event. Well, 25 continuous years of a modern-day World All-Around Championship is quite a milestone. I think we should all be very proud of what that has done for our game. And we couldn't have done it with the great support and enthusiasm of all of our fans, both here and around the world. So we thank you for your loyalty to this event and also being part, once again, of our extended DCC family. Enjoy this special event, everybody, and enjoy this week. You deserve it. Thank you very much. All right, we're going to go into one pocket. Just very, very quickly before we start, I want to let you know there are new one-pocket rules in play this year. They will come into effect at the 2-hour mark of the match and maybe again at the 3-hour mark. I'll kind of hope our commentators will let the listening audience know, and we'll do what we can to let you know, but don't be alarmed by what you see. It's happening on all the tables, and it's in everybody's best interest. So with that being said, let's get underway and introduce our competitors. From Olathe, Kansas, he's a former Derby City Bank Pool champion, and he's sponsored by Mike Durbin Custom Cues. How about a warm welcome for David Matlock? His opponent, originally from Paducah, now resides in Texas. He's a former Derby City Classic Master of the Table, among a couple of other banners, and he's sponsored by Fort Worth Billiards and by Q-Tech. Let's hear it for Skyler Woodward. All right, guys, go ahead and lag if you would. I'm going to send it upstairs to the comm box to the A-team. Mark Wilson, Double J. It's all yours.
Hello and welcome, pool fans. We have one pocket action on tap. It's Mark Wilson and Jeremy Jones here. Dave Matlock and Skyler Woodward will be performing. Any opening thoughts here, Jeremy?
Yeah, just a little bit of what we saw in the last Banks match, the lag, so getting used to this table and the softer conditions with the rails. Of course, just like that Banks, this opening break in the race to 3 is huge, so the lag, very well done there by Sky Woodward. Sky, I think I was talking to you right before, just lost 2 Banks matches in a row, so he's got to maintain mentally. Of course, a little disappointed in that area, but making it through 8 rounds. But still in a good spot if he can make a deep run here in the one pocket, considering the master of the table. And, of course, a legend, Dave Matlock, on the other end of things. And he has won a few one-pocket events himself. Remember a big one in Dallas he took down, and every one-pocket player in the country was there, it seemed like. And it was an incredible tournament. He beat Jimmy Fusco in the finals.
Fusco, highly regarded as one of the top one-pocket players at the time in the country. Matlock, more known for bar table 9-ball, but plays all games well, and especially well at 3-cushion billiards.
Yeah, just a well-rounded player. I think what separated him, of course, a great breaker on the bar table, but bar table's a lot of running out, and that occasional safety, he could kick out of them because of that 3-cushion experience a little better. And so when you do that playing 9-ball with the great players, you're going to edge them out more often. Cue ball's a little hot here, so I know the 2 doesn't go, but I'm not sure if he can get at the 10. I think Kenny did mention some changes a little bit here this week on some rules. Looks like he can play the 5 across the 9 mark, bank the 9 out of his pocket. The only problem is the way it sits is maybe the 5 comes back at the cue ball a little bit.
Might have to stun. Well, you don't want to stun ahead to avoid that. So.
Yeah, you'll take a chance with the 5 coming back at the cue ball, though, putting the cue ball right on the 11-ish. Ooh, he narrowly missed that.
So he did draw back to help avoid that, and then he wobbled the 12 into his pocket there, didn't drop.
Yeah, and I think a little more overall than the outer tables. The break's a little more on this table right now because it's fairly new conditions, and the problem isn't so much it breaks better, but those little shots around your opponent's pocket when they have balls and the cloth is slippery, it gets very hard to control things. Yeah. And you know as well as I do, those little shots around the pocket, that's as big a part as one pocket as there is. All right, trying for a kick here. Good thing is he's got the 9 to slow the cue ball down. So if he can kick by the 5, long rail, hit on the long rail between the 1 and 10, he can hit it with a little speed going into that 12, knowing the 9 will hold the cue ball. I think this is the shot.
I think the natural angle's not there, so I think he has to manipulate this.
Yeah, just a touch of spin, though. Ooh.
And that's what I'm
He
saying.
may get lucky.
Yeah.
He may get lucky. That'll do. Oh, I thought it was going to fall.
I did too. Brand new cloth, and he hit it, and it was already in the jaws of the pocket and didn't fall. That's unusual.
And I'll tell you what, we were talking about that other shot, but knowing how awesome Dave is going rail first, he may have been playing that. I doubt it, but you never know. All right, one pocket like mini games. The key is get the run started. Don't overthink those first couple shots. Just slide up on the 10 if you feel like that's the right shot, and then just let things develop. So many get involved with the whole rack, and that's really a big fooler when it comes to running balls. All right, can he hold it, or does he have to come around for the 1?
No, I think he can hold it if he chooses.
Yeah.
The 13's there. You don't want to get tangled up with a combination right away when you have some other options here. Like Jeremy said, the 1. If you don't feel good about it, come around for the 1.
And when you run balls, unless you know you can keep that angle, you want to stay above. It's always easier to come down with the cue ball, but you start getting a little flat down below.
Yeah.
Now, does the 4 squeak between the 7-14? All right, no. He's going to draw up on the 1 and then try and come across for the 11.
Yeah. Good shot there. By going to the rail, that preserved this angle, so you're always coming across the table on this cut shot.
Yeah, and it seems scary, like you have to hit a little more of the correct spot to get a nice 1 ball, but just shoot that type of shot a couple times and you'll see it develops pretty easily. And you'll see that a lot on the slick table where they won't force the second rail as much because then the ball will kind of fall downward a little bit. Easy to lose the line on the cue ball.
They play the 13, and then I guess the 11 ball. I'm not positive that it goes by there, but it looks like it must. Yeah, that's what he's going for.
Now, the cue ball is definitely going to go up a little bit. I don't know if he's going to catch enough of the 6 to knock the 3 out, maybe bump the 14 a bit.
So he may have to power up here a little bit with topspin.
Yeah, just don't take too much of a chance to lose the cue ball. Yeah, hit it smoothly, knowing the cue ball is going to go down table.
Playing for 2.
And this is where this kid doesn't get enough credit, I think, his pull instincts. It's almost like he's not one to really express about it or think about it, but his pull instincts are pretty incredible.
Like to glide into the top side of the 6 here, or 7, I'm sorry. Oh, the 2. Ugh. Too much at the top
I think
side.
he kind of iced it, going towards the pile. If you miss that, going towards the pile with a big lead kind of looks like a bad shot to shoot.
Yeah, it looks like he can bank the 5, and as good as he banks, it will get close at the very least.
Yeah, and
it's pretty safe.
Very safe, and Dave might be forced to go for something that's pretty difficult, but you can see it's a 7-0 lead in this game. So if he gets this bank hanging or whatnot, we may see a 2-15 combination, or who knows.
Card a little heavy, but he's going to leave it real close to the pocket as a serious threat.
And this is, again, where the slick table, any time that object ball gets near the hole, it's very hard to not only move the ball, but really hold the cue ball, unlike a table that's a little more broken in.
Now, removing the 5 from here is not easy. It's very easy to double kiss. It's very easy to sell out something. So if Dave chooses to play offense, I wouldn't fault him. Oh, he was able to do it nimbly.
Well, that's the one thing, the kind of high karate. They used to say back in the day, you don't have to hit it as hard on the slick table, so you can be pretty accurate even when the object ball is really near the point or your opponent's pocket. All right, time to start subtly moving balls up the table. I kind of like moving the 3. I know it's the one closest, but it also threatens the bank a little bit. You can just hit this up the table with a little high right, come back below the 7. Really guarding to start. Just a little chip on it. Yeah, kind of like that. A lot of people want to move balls quickly, like a bunch of them, but when you don't know where they're going, and there's a lot of bank alleys, right? If you try to move 2 or 3 or 4, you can't predict everything. So you want to, when you have a big lead, you want to shoot a couple shots. You can really predict what's going to happen. Now Dave doing quite the opposite, shaving that ball, and that's why the rail is so important, Mark. When you're trying to stay in the game,
Yeah.
when you leave them on the rail, it's harder for them to move many balls. So I stick him here, banking the 15. I don't go back to the bottom rail this time. But it's, if you do go to the bottom rail, it's not the world. It's not the end of the world. I mean, Dave's got to take a look at this 7-2 rails, or even the 2-2 rails. He's playing a real savvy player here that's not going to give up much with a big lead. A lot of Banks matches into the 9th round, I believe. SVB and Billy Thorpe at it, along with many others. So Dave's doing exactly what Skyler wants him to do, move some balls up for him. Oh, he made 2 to bring him back down. How sweet is that?
It was pretty handy. 2 off of Skyler's side and 2 back down here in the rack area.
Yeah, near the scoring end, as they say, right? And real good cue ball. So.
Did he spot 2 balls there?
Yeah, 2 of them went in.
Yeah, I'm saying, but did he?
I don't think he did. You're right. No. The 6 was on the spot. He made
2,
the 3 and the 7.
6, 7.
He made the 3 and the 7.
Yeah, there's a ball missing.
They should know this. This should be notified, really.
Yeah.
If we can, hold on.
Hold it.
Yeah. There's another ball that needs spotted. I think one of our fans that have the headset on, how useful is the headset sometimes?
Yeah, maybe heard us.
Yeah, no, definitely. And notified, waved at Kenny and got that right.
That's great, because this would have been a problem had he shot this shot.
Well, it wouldn't have been a foul or anything,
No,
but it
but
definitely changes things for sure.
It's
Yeah.
going to change the course of this game, possibly. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, yeah, Skyler mishit that. He opened things up. Cue ball's not on the rail.
He's got to go here, and there's only a couple ways to do it, but he's got to be aggressive. There's another shot here. 7 off the 3, go up table with the cue ball near the 15. Oh, this has got to go, or else it's game 1.
I kind of like the 7 off the 3 there.
Yeah, and
better.
slide up table, right? Yeah.
All right, game 1 goes to Skyler Woodward.
Now, Dave was always one of the best breakers in one pocket to me. And the key to breaking well is don't baby it so much. Really get the effect on the rack and the keel spin on the cue ball.
Dave's wife, Peggy, is here. I don't know if you know her. She's just about the sweetest lady ever.
I think I met her once.
Okay.
I feel like I have.
She was a TV newscaster for 40 years in Kansas City. She loves pool. They won a National League championship once before, so glad to have Peggy along. Okay, Dave Matlock breaking here. Plays with a Durbin cue. High quality piece.
Yeah, and he's left the 14 here, I believe. If not the 9, maybe. Maybe the 4's got him cut off the 14, but I think he can get at least the bottom of it. You can bank it back at the 8, sliding the cue ball 1 rail towards the 13 if you need to cut it a bit. And this sometimes becomes the more difficult side of one pocket, is when you do have options. What's the best one? He can move the 14 into the 9, it looks like, maybe as well.
It looks like it must be dicey based on his body language.
Well, then you got to bank the 14 towards the 1 or cut it back towards the 8 and bring the cue ball up a little bit on the side rail, a little past the middle diamond. You don't have to hit it very hard. Yeah, like that.
What a nice shot. That turned the break around quite a bit.
Now Dave's got a little leeway since the 11 and 14 tied up. He may be able to push through on the 2 and really put some pressure on Sky. He can bank the 1 at the pile and draw the cue ball right up the rail and move the whole rack over with the 11-14 tied up. That's probably the shot, Mark.
You're saying the 1? I was kind of fancying the 2.
Yeah, but the 1, you can be uber aggressive. You may bank this and make it, though, but you're kind of going to give up a little more of your position. You know what I mean? Like, if you didn't make that, it's kind of like not terrible, but maybe plays for a little longer game, maybe. 2 into the 9, cue ball into the pile, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like what he's playing.
Maybe stun up the rail.
Oh, he didn't hit the pile. Boy, that could have been effective. Could have helped him out on that 14, tied up with the 11 too.
Yeah, but now you can kind of see the effect of that 2-ball shot to where, you might make that combination run a few balls, but then Sky gets out of it a little easier and limits you.
Well, the one thing he could have done, though, and you don't make the combination there as often as if you roll the 2, but if you stun the cue ball forward 8 inches and then just let that ball settle in on your side, that's maybe better than getting it all the way over where.
Well, the other option he had is since the 11-14 was tied up, right? He could have just stopped on the 2 and kept him over the top of the stack and just, kept him more of a trapping position, like a draw.
Right.
And just stop right there on the top since the 11-14 doesn't play.
Does the 14 bank now? Skyler's fully aware, and combination banks are treacherous, but nevertheless, well, he likes the 2.
Yeah, he may wiggle some of these right here. This will be a little more than pocket speed. Trying to open something there just subtly. Okay, good. That 2 got there. That shot on the 1 would have still been in play if the 2 doesn't get there. So, and sometimes, when balls are right in front of the pocket, it's hard to recognize those shots, even when they are tied up, talking about that 1 ball.
And a kick behind the 2.
Uh-oh, this is going to hit and really hurt.
His speed was wrong on that. He needed to let the cue ball settle into the pile there rather than go all out. If you miss that kick, you want to just leave it over by your pocket and use the clutter to tangle up the cue ball, defend it.
All right, Skyler, you want to come around here and get on the 14. Ignore the 1. Get the 14 first. That'll open up getting on the 11. If you get on the 1 first and get a little funny, you may have to shoot the 14 and run into the 11. Now he's actually gotten okay. He can hold the ball. But he wants to get the 11-14 away because there's some combinations. The 8-4, the 12-7 may go. So he'll draw straight back out here.
He's thinking about how I'm going to get maximum result here from the 11.
Oh, the 11 goes. Okay, I thought he had
Once
to
you
shoot
draw
the
back.
Yeah, I thought he had to.
Oh, it went there. Oh, he got tangled up.
Yeah.
Ew, it was ugly.
Yeah, and even if he opens one up there, the 14 may cover it up. So I thought he may knock the 14 away first and then shoot the 11. But there were a couple of combinations on the backside of the pile that did go. They weren't, frozen dead or anything, but they did go. Is the 12-8 wired? That's a problem. Otherwise, he could bank the 4 and just pinch the cue ball back on the 5. Or maybe come up into the pile.
Apparently the 12-8 does not go.
Oh, maybe it did.
Well, maybe it did.
Trouble here for
Mr.
Mr. Woodward.
Sold out of cross corner now.
And look at the 7-5-3. Wow.
Good shot there.
Yeah, and those are the ones that don't make the players very happy. You know, he was just thinning that ball, trying to go behind the pile, not too hard. Maybe the slick felt got him to where the English didn't take as much as he thought, but those are aggravating when you sell out on just pretty simple shots. Dave's going to push some balls over. Oh, no, he had a combo.
Wow. He's off to the races here.
Yeah, he got a little unlucky here. I don't know if he can get by the 12 mark. It's close. And if he does, he's got to hit it lightly. And does he really get shape with the 3-5-12 there? Oh, he cheated it. Nice shot, Dave. Really nice.
Waiting for two. Great shot. Chose a route that was pretty safe.
Yeah, and he just went with straight high, so he...
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
What happened here?
Oh, no.
Well, he loses that ball, so now he'll be back on 6 rather than having game ball down. Skyler have ball in hand behind the head string.
Yeah, and the 3, I think, will go. So if he can make a nice stun shot off the 10, a little stun draw, he may get not only on the 3, but an angle to maybe bump those balls. So now there's a way different complexion here. Dave needing 2. Would you run the ball here off the 10? I think the way the pocket's playing pretty soft at the moment, with the new felt, you got to play the stun shot here, a little draw stun. You get perfect?
Yeah, he's
It
close
looks
to
like
it.
he got
yeah.
perfect. Here, you don't have to hit it very hard.
Oh, boy.
And he's just playing for 3 now, so what a difference. And maybe Dave saw, you know, the slick table maybe got him there thinking there was no scratch at all because he did put some speed on it. So you want to play a little underneath the 5, so that way he can come across. He's going to come behind. Thought he'd ease that in and open the angle where he could come off the long rail, but he's going to come off the short rail up behind the 8.
Boy, good speed.
Looked like it to me as well.
Just drug on the rail just a little bit.
All right, the double bank, and this is where the speed's kind of important if you're going to play it, just because the 13's pretty handy. So if you don't get the 8 somewhat near the pocket, you need it to be a threat if you're going to shoot it. That way Dave doesn't put the 13 in play. So he's going to draw this to the long rail, try and get a lot of speed on this and kill the cue ball with the draw. Yeah, that's the main thing, is make it a threat.
Attempt. Yeah. Very good. Now he's got the upper hand in the ball distribution.
Yeah, this is where the slick table is a little more difficult as well. These kicks, when you can't cue the entire cue ball. You got to be real careful here not to give up a freebie. Trying to cover up the side rail. Only problem is he may find a guy here that can twist this one back. It's kind of I hate to say sucker shot to go with a high ball here lagging this.
Mm-hmm.
When you need 1 and they need 2, it doesn't go very often. You can pose a threat, I guess, but he's just trying to get it down there for speed. Well, that's the slick table that got him there, and if this 8 doesn't get in play, Dave may cross corner this 13 and put a lot of pressure on Skyler. Get the cue ball about the middle diamond on the side rail.
Right.
And if he happens to make it, he may have some type of real thin cut on the 8. This is actually a safest shot. I think the 13's safer than trying to move the 8.
Yeah, Dave figures to make a good hit here. It should be close.
Yeah. Oh, it's weak. That's the way it went long on him. Still, though, Skyler's got to move the 13 or take a tough cut on the 8. He's got to think about the 8 if he moves the 13. So.
Yeah, easy to sell out of bank on the 8.
Yeah, so he's going to try and just level out. Watch out if he doesn't hit it exactly right. Cue ball could flirt the side.
Oh, forgot that ball.
Oh, and he's a little much speed.
Sold out a cut.
I think back in the day, Dave goes 4 rails for position here. Almost 100% he would. I think he'll do it here as well.
What a shot. What a shot. World class.
He needs a little bump.
Man, that's good.
There you go.
That is good. That was always on line all the way, right from the start.
Well, that's that hit with the 3 cushion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He just naturally sees things.
Touch of a master there. Look outside pocket. He's good. 1-1 is our score. It was entertaining, Mark.
Yep. Skyler had an easy sell out there, but then had a chance to get back in it. I thought he had position on the 8. So he's got to, again, regroup a little bit.
Both players breaking in about a half a diamond from the side rail, trying to prevent the corner ball from leaking out. Now the 2 went in, so that spots, and we re-rack and re-break.
Yeah, corner ball did leak as well, and also you avoid that kiss a little more when you bring the cue ball out. So slick table, also what they're trying to promote is when you bring the cue ball out, it's a little easier to get the ball up higher on the side rail on the break. You'll notice for both players, the cue ball's been a little low after the break, and there's always that gap there to leave an easy return.
Mm-hmm.
And on the outer tables, not so much here because it's really slick, but normally when you bring the cue ball out, you don't open the rack quite as much. Like when I used to play Efren in a tournament, even though I didn't want the balls to open up as much, so I'd always bring the cue ball out playing him. He just had too many options for that guy when all the balls open up. So
much better break here. The corner ball didn't leak down, and the 14 hung in the pocket.
And again, kicking and sticking this ball out is a bit more difficult. I'll tell you, again, pretty treacherous little spot. Because the 13, is he going to give up? He's going to try and make it for him. Smart. Trying not to give up the 13 cross corner.
Yeah, he looks like he has mission success there.
Now, he can test Dave a little bit. He can bank the 5 to the rail into the 7, or bank it at the hole and swing the cue ball 2 rails up into the upper corner.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't open the bottom rail myself unless I was shooting that shot. He could overcut the 7 a little bit and kind of trickle it across, but yeah, I think I like the 5, really. Not really anything great on the 11. I think he's going to see the 5, I think. No, he's just going to ticky here, so kind of taking away his advantage a little bit. Just because he's not going to have much near the hole. So Dave will be able to come off the 11 pretty easy, or the 13, maybe even bank the 13 at his pocket. I think that's what he's going to do.
Yeah.
Watch him draw 2 rails behind the 5. Because when you're close to it, Mark, you can really throw this a lot and slow the cue ball down as well.
Boy, he hit it nice.
Yeah.
Wow. Good job, Dave Matlock. Yeah, Skyler's in a bad spot here.
Yeah, I tell you, if he feels confident to cut the 7 and go into the rail to make the 13 and go up table with the cue ball and hope the 7 escapes, when it.
Right.
So otherwise, he's leaving them low and maybe some cross-corner banks or short shots. And David, I think, is just as dangerous as ever with short shots. We saw that in the last rack.
Yeah, he made a really good hit on that ball. Get that close to his pocket and get the cue ball to just thread in behind the 5 over here. It wasn't pinned on the 5, but it was as good an effort as you could possibly make.
Yeah, he was putting a little emphasis on the make as well, so as he should. I think this is all he's got.
I thought he was shooting it straight in there and try to just rattle them both out of there.
Yeah, but then the cue ball didn't go anywhere nice.
Oh, I understand. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So there, I think I go ahead and go down table and take my chances with the 7 because I don't want to leave him the cross corner on the 4. I don't want to leave him close to his work, right?
And if you leave the cue ball there, even if 5 doesn't bank, you can certainly crash him into the stack and let the cue ball drip up off the end rail towards the 1.
Yeah. So the shot, I think, good. Just go ahead and again let the cue ball get all the way down. That's your real protection here. And this does stiff in. If you want, he's going to protect more. All right, he can bank the 8 mildly into the 4. Just kind of slide by the 7 to the end cushion. Pretty easy. And that type of shot, you're not trying to crash it big time. You're just trying to move them a little bit. Looking at the 9 off the 6, maybe. That's a lot of cut on the 8, is what it appears.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you don't try to really put a lot of speed. Just try and move them a little bit into the pile as you go up into the corner with the cue ball.
I don't know if we can grab the overhead, but if we can, we can play the 8 down here and just feather the cue ball into here with pretty good control.
Yeah, that's good. Most of the time when you shoot that kind of shot, you'd like something near your pocket. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's kind of like you're defending him, but not doing a ton for yourself.
No, that's true. But I was just putting the 8 on my side. And then
nothing
force him
wrong
to
with
go
that
down.
shot
He's
at
going to
all.
have to go down table, or else he's going to have to monkey around down here. And then, it was setting up a subsequent shot was the idea.
Dave has interest in something there. I'm not sure what. Well, I don't know what he's doing here.
I think it's a 3-railer. I think he's going to try to back cut the 7. Yes. 3-rail around. How's his speed?
It's always good.
Wow.
It's always good.
What a good shot that was.
Yeah, to the effect of your shot, maybe it was better just not, Skyler and myself both not seeing what Dave was going to do from there. All right, can he draw off the 5 comfortably to get to the 7? He's got,
I think the 1's got him a little bit on that.
Does he?
You see what I'm saying? He's going to have to.
Yeah.
Okay. It's ugly.
Yeah, well, at least the 5's not hitting the stack when you do this. When you shoot this kind of shot, you don't want to open more balls.
Yeah. Yeah,
And the slick table kind of sets up to be able to hit it a little easier, the new felt. Coming across the 5 when you draw it, it's not like you got to really murder it to get the draw on the ball.
But if you hit rail first, the cue ball can get away from you, too. Oh, he did good speed, but that's the problem.
Yeah, and he was worried about your rail first. And we always want to put right on that, but don't think you can't come across it with just straight draw. You're close enough to it to be able to do that. And just simply get the run started again, get out on the 4, and then, not a ton there, so no big mistakes. Now this is one, if he doesn't produce much here on this inning, meaning either get a ball or 2 more and move some balls over, this could end up being a long game the way these balls are. And especially it's 1-1 and the players aren't wanting to, give it up. Now he's opened the pack nicely for Skyler, so. And nothing on David's side either. So this is where you got to be real smart to protect, knowing the innings ahead of you could become pretty dicey with nothing on your side. Kind of like not messing with the 1. I'd probably shoot the 2 somehow and go through maybe.
What a shot that was. What a shot. Doggone.
Now he can go into the 3, I think. Maybe not, but can he hold for the 15, Mark? Too much angle, huh?
It looks like it, yeah. It looks like he's looking at hitting the in between the 6. If he hits the 6, then the cue ball chips the 3. Maybe he comes out okay. Oh, Gin. What a shot that was. Boy, he's come up with some creative stuff here, has he not?
Yeah, and that's just, it's not only creative, but it becomes a little more creative for him because of what he knows he can do and just that knowledge, right? So Skyler's got to really start looking, all right, where am I leaving this guy and what's he capable of?
Oh, very dangerous player.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and played everything well. I mean, Latha days, when that pool room was opened and there was a lot of action. I mean, I used to go in with Jimmy Wetch quite often, and you know how great a player Jimmy was. And old Dave just ironed him out playing big table 10 ball, I think it was, if I remember.
Yeah.
And Jimmy, we'd talk about it, and he's like, well, every time I had him safe, he'd kick and my cue ball would be on the rail. Every time,
Yeah.
So it looks like
right.
2-1 quickly. And Dave's break.
Now, he started that off with that back cut 3 rails around and then he got in trouble a couple times, but he made a couple astounding shots. That banked and then traveled the cue ball all the way around the table was just tremendous.
Well, I think really Skyler, what got him in trouble, anytime you have a 1 ball closest to your hole, right, which was the 5 ball early, and I said bank it back into the 7 or, if you're going to do something positive with that ball, that's good. But don't clip it away. You remember he clipped it and tried to go behind the 7, moved it further away from his pocket, left Dave the 13 where he banked it back, got behind the 5. That's where things started to get a little bit out of hand for Sky here in Game 3. Oh, much better break. Cue ball got much higher.
Dave really made it happen in that last rack, and now look, he's off to a great start here. This is going to be tough to deal with.
Very tough to deal with. He's lucky the 3 doesn't bank because now he can kick over behind the 9, kind of kick on the long rail where he's standing. And the 3 doesn't go, so that he needs to shoot a few shots to get out of this break.
Yeah, I'm not saying this is the time, but he's in a bad way.
It's going to be bad for a few innings.
Right.
That's why I express to people all the time, sorry, Mark, it's not one move, it's moving, right? It's a sequence of shots, not only to keep your opponent in jeopardy, but also for you to get out of jeopardy sometimes.
If things are iffy and the match is at risk, you may have to take a foul and just maybe even go back the other way and kick underneath the 9 or something like that. Just be willing to take a foul just to try to buy yourself another turn from a better spot.
And that's what he's doing here. I mean, if you happen to hit the 9, that's a jelly. That's a bonus. But the control is either to get behind the 9 here or just don't lose the cue ball.
Just don't lose the game on this shot is my point.
Yeah, absolutely. And a good point, anytime you're playing 1 pocket, if you can just say to yourself, see how the spread got him?
Oh, boy.
The spread got him a little bit.
That might be up. Oh, maybe he can't cut it in.
No, but it's definitely not where he wanted it. But I was going to say, if you can just say to yourself, when my opponent breaks, he might beat me, but I'm not going to let him run balls on that first shot.
Yeah.
You'd be amazed how much develops to give you more options.
Now, would Dave be willing to take a foul back and just put him over there, or is that not productive enough?
No, that's fine. If he can make this, he's supposed to shoot. But I wouldn't just give this up. Yeah.
Okay. I thought maybe at first it could go, and then I got to thinking it wouldn't.
All right. If he needs to shoot the 6, really. Got to shoot the 6 here and get a little closer on the 4, I think. But he likes the 4. Maybe he's a little flatter on the 6 than it looks. But this may not get shape at all, though. This is the only problem I have. And then, You're not really taking advantage of what you've earned.
Now, he may bank. He just may go naked and bank.
Well, it ain't that naked. You can go right into the 2 and hold right there and bank the 3 next. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep him on top of the 13 right here for protection. Go into the 2 and then bank the 3 next. Maybe you get shape on the 13. So
gorgeous shot. He did get shape on the 13.
Yeah. Sometimes you stick right there and you don't have the 13, and then you got the 3, right? But
he's not even looking at the 13, though.
He don't see it. That's the problem. Oh, my. He didn't see it. Skyler just looked over at his buddy and said, wow.
Yeah.
Still in a good spot. But that was like curtains, right? He opens the 10, 15, 11. Maybe not the 11, but he definitely opens the 10, 15, and 5.
Well, I think he for sure would have played it because the bank wasn't really even that easy because it was kind of a too long of an angle there.
100% he would have played it.
If he could have rolled the bank and just get on the 13 next, okay. But
this is difficult. This is the 15, the 13's still there, so.
he tried to do too much because if he hits that any higher at all, the cue ball runs down table unless he banks the 3 in rail first like that.
Yeah, he was trying to hit it and go 1 rail into the 6 to hold, but very hard to predict. Could give up a cross corner on the 7 if you don't get the 3 over the pocket.
Right. Yeah, the 6 is a long ways away. That was just too much.
Inside for the 13 here. And now he needs no speed, just nice roll stroke, and that'll open them all up. And make the pocket a little bigger here on the new felt. Winning shot in my mind.
Yeah, this is a big shot here.
He's overcut it. He stuck him, though.
Yes, I think he's just got to lag the 13 in now. If he can. He's kind of tied up on the 11 ball here.
Yeah, he's got 4 balls, looking to get gifted the 5th. And Dave is a pretty smart player. He's going to probably try to start moving balls up the table. Key to this, don't baby it on the slick felt. Yeah, there you go. Put a little speed. You can afford the cue ball a little bit to come up. So Dave won't test him with the lead. Just going to clip the 8 and fall towards Skyler's pocket, I think anyways. You want to rub the 8 into the 11 where it goes up just a touch. And just keep it simple here. Yeah, I don't know about elevating the cue, but.
What a nice hit that was to thread that cue ball between those 2 balls. Just beautiful from where I'm sitting.
Skyler's got to look at doing something maybe with the 6 to put a little heat on him. I mean, Skyler banks great. He's definitely a favorite in this match, but you got to look at the score and say, I can't move these balls up table and be able to think I can overcome 5-1, especially Dave obviously hitting the ball pretty well.
Yeah.
Kind of like we talked about in the 10 ball where Alex was breaking from the side rail, right? Playing the 10 ball because he thinks there's more insurance because he moves better, but he doesn't move that much better to be able to overcome those great players.
Yeah.
So you got to look at the game itself.
That was quietly a very productive shot for Matlock. He moved 2 balls all the way down table with control.
Yeah.
Started to ease them on down there and make that lead really become larger.
Yeah, he wants to come across the 8. Don't play it to the pocket. You need to get behind the 11 here and start, kind of putting a little pressure on Dave. What he's thinking is bank the 8 towards the hole. No, just bring it on down and lay the cue ball behind the 11.
Yeah.
And start to,
He can get the 8 right at the 7 here.
Yeah.
And sometimes even if the 8 doesn't go all the way down, it starts to create a blocker out there. It's hard for Dave to get it back to Skyler's pocket with the cue ball.
And it produces a bank on it as well. So,
Right.
I mean, if Dave doesn't get Skyler on that rail, Well, Skyler can say, I'm down 5-1. I'm 70% to make this long railer right here.
And
Let
Dave
me go.
has no
you know?
pressure now from here. There's
Yeah.
no. If he gets him down there,
Exactly.
he start to turn things. You need to crank up the heat there. Well, now we're just moving balls down table where Dave is going to be totally comfortable.
You got to just move the 7 here. Just leave extreme angle on everything.
Yeah.
Remember, the game will defend itself if you play it correctly. You don't have to go,
Yeah.
out of your way to make something special. Just what's he doing? He's got a huge lead here. Yeah, I mean, he's made a lot of great shots, but those were shots that set up well, and the score certainly supported it.
Yeah, he needed to just bring the cue ball over by Skyler's pocket and just put the 7 down table, not even monkey with
Absolutely.
anything.
Because now he's motivating Skyler. A second ago, Skyler
Was
a little slumped in the chair. Now Skyler's saying, "How do I get shape?" You just got to level out and go into the balls.
Just make this ball, and then we'll sort out because if you're trying to get real fancy here and get position on a particular ball and lose any fraction of accuracy on this hit, trying to get position.
Well, I think he was thinking about going the rail and kicking the 15 out. If he didn't like the 15, being able to hold for the 14, but
good shot.
I got nothing off of it.
He might be able to play the 6 off the 7.
True story. And if the 14 goes, that's definitely the shot.
And maybe not.
No, it is.
No,
Yeah.
I'm saying it maybe not. Maybe even the 15. He doesn't have much, but
No, I think he's setting up your shot 100%. And really, it's not going to give up any banks if you can keep him behind the 14. Now, the one thing, you got to have good speed. Because if the speed isn't good, the long railer on the 2 will be there maybe for Dave.
good speed.
Yeah.
Good shot.
Made it. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Sometimes that's pretty effective.
No,
it's in there
great.
deep. It's hard to take that out. It's hard to pocket it.
Yeah, he's got a slow roll off the 7, it looks like. Maybe carry the 10 into the 6, but that's not the angle you want to pocket the 6 with another ball. Yeah, that last shot from Dave got him in just a little bit of trouble. And what he's worried about is he's got to hit it thin. Can he control the 7, not to give up a cross corner? Whew, this is tough. Got to draw the ball into the corner. Wouldn't mind giving up both. I was about to say, wouldn't be the worst thing right there to give up both those balls. All right, Skyler now with 2. Dave with 5.
Yeah, if Dave hadn't tried that 2-railer and just put the 7 down table, this would be a different game right here.
Probably could be over by now, to
Right.
be honest. I mean, and you wouldn't blame Skyler because trailing 5 to -1, I mean, you got to be a little aggressive probably. Looking at the kiss shot on the 15 here, the 14 could carry the 7 over 2 rails. Efren, I think, shoots it, to be honest, because he's going to make it, but didn't hear an extension. I know the shot clock is winding down. We're playing on a 45-second one here. Doesn't want to give up a freebie on the 2, though. Or the 7, even worse. So
Yeah.
this is one shot for the match. The 14-15 does play. Long ways with the cue ball. Ooh, and got the snooker. Surprised he didn't draw up that side rail there instead of running the cue ball, but I think he felt like he was going to cut the bank back and stiffen it a little bit with that kind
I
of
do
stroke.
too.
Yeah, just
I
a new
do
felt,
too.
it's hard to do. So. Going to play the kiss shot, I think, trying to sweep the pocket with overcutting the 14 into the 7. Don't think you can play the natural cut on the 15 so much. I think it's got to be the kiss shot, maybe. I don't know.
Withdraw, that sometimes shortens it up, though.
Yeah.
I thought he would go with follow. Oh, he drilled it.
Well, he didn't play the kiss. He cut it.
Oh, boy, what a nice hit that was.
Yeah.
Skyler takes a big breath. Whew, got through that monster.
Yeah, again, a little curious with the cue ball there from Dave. Probably just tie up the side rail here, maybe. I don't know. You can get this on your side pretty comfortably, though. Didn't get on the rail, though, so Dave may fire this 2 straight back. I don't know. 5-3 is the score here in game number 4. I think he's got to shoot it a little bit here. That way he keeps accuracy, not hitting the 11. Yeah, just like
Pretty
that.
shot. Wow.
2-reeler on the 8 coming next. And that's all about that cue ball being on the rail, Mark. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
If you get them on the rail, it's really hard to shoot at that one. Don't overthink it. He's playing the 7 instead, 2 rails. I thought he just pushed through on the 8.
Oh, is he?
Oh, he's playing the 12.
Yeah, that's what I
He's
thought.
playing the 12.
A lot tougher ball to hit.
Oh, he hit it
The
perfect.
cue ball control.
He's got a cut on the 14.
Man, 2 good banks there.
Well, I can't remember if he's won this Banks before, but I think he's made the finals twice, I thought. Or real deep runs, let's say that.
Slightly overcut it.
Don't think Skyler can go at this bank. Looks a little funny to me. Kissish. Yeah, I like this shot off the bottom cushion. Oh, no.
Wow.
That's the scratch on the slick table you and I were talking about the other day whenever I said on the Moscone Cup table, you wouldn't believe how you could scratch on certain shots that you're like, no way. There's just no way for this to happen, and it just arcs with the new felt.
Well, when you carry topspin and it hits that ball, that turns into a draw.
Yeah.
And so then it starts to pull itself back.
Yeah, but of
backwards,
course. But
that did not look like it was a scratch.
Yeah, the effect of it is greater, I'm saying, on the slick table.
No, for sure. Yeah, you can't get that on a worn table.
Oh, Dave Matlock. Incredible match and a nice win.
You know, very creative. Matlock, that 3-railer on where the cue ball came around 3 rails when he banked the 7 back, and there was a couple other bank shots he made in there. And he did make a couple tactical errors in there, but nevertheless, he put a lot of pressure on Skyler Woodward.
Yes, sir. And it's going to be making for a more confident Dave Matlock moving forward. So we may see him back here on this main table.
We want to thank everybody for joining us this afternoon for World Class One Pocket, brought to you by ACCUSTATS, the worldwide leader in billiards programming. So long for just a while.